Good evening, everyone. It's Jesse, Schoolcraft Family Farmstead. Beautiful evening at that. Sky is as clear as you can possibly get it, bright and blue. And I just sold a mower, so that makes it an even better evening. Got $500 out of this mower. Couldn't believe it. Just your typical little cheap Lowe's mower. Most of them, I believe, are made by MTD. Had Boland's name on the side of it, but it's made by MTD. Just a little 13.5 horse single cylinder Briggs & Stratton engine on it, and 38-inch deck. Nothing fancy. 10-year-old mower, made in 2013 according to the tag. And when I got it, I thought to myself, I'll be happy if I get $400 for it. So I got it cleaned up and listed it for $500. And figured I'd let somebody negotiate down with me. And I had people driving me crazy. I had, let me think, 42 is what I counted, including the guy that bought it. 42 different people send me messages and called me. And actually, this guy found it on Craigslist. Everybody thinks Craigslist is dead anymore, and I've come to find out it seems like the older people, hopefully nobody takes offense to that, but the older people still like to use Craigslist. Actually, I'm trying to think. I believe the last few things that I've sold off of Craigslist. So apparently Craigslist is still alive and well, and it's not dead, because I've heard a lot of people say that Craigslist is dead. I still use Facebook Marketplace too to sell things, but it's a beautiful evening though. This guy found a mower on Craigslist and came this evening and paid full asking price for it, $500. If I would have known that, I would have bought more of them. But so it's gone, thankfully, and I was just walking down the driveway here to get the mail, and got the goats out running around and getting ready to take care of them for the evening and feed them, get them some water, and then eat some spaghetti for dinner. Caitlin's making some spaghetti, and I'll go hang out with Riddick. And but yeah, wish we could get more evenings like this though. It's beautiful. There's the sun setting over here to the west. Here they are. They all found me. All 6 of them. Getting their evening meal. So this is Belle, or I guess Annabelle is technically her full name. I always just call her Belle. Don't tell all of them, but she's actually my favorite. She's definitely the friendliest of all of them. I believe she is around 5 years old, if I remember correctly. I believe that's what the guy we got, the first 2 that we got. There's the other full-grown doe. Marianne is her name. She is 2 years old, if I remember correctly. And we got the 2 does, Belle and Marianne, from a guy that Caitlin had in her at her previous school district where she taught. She did the theater productions there, and Willie was involved with theater and was also in 4-H. So we ended up getting these 2 does to start, and then we got our buck, Hank. I'll introduce you to him at some point, but he can be a bit wild, so he's put up for right now. I try to let these 6 free range as much as possible, especially now when the grass is really greening up and everything's really starting to flourish. That way they can get their choice of what they want. But Marianne here, she gave birth on February 26th to 2 of the black and white kids. That's one of them right there. And the other one Let me see if I can find him. Which one is he? He's one of these two. I believe he's this one right here. Yeah, that's him. She gave birth on February 26th. Belle here was very pregnant. She was as big as a house. And I honestly wondered if she had more than twins because of how big she was. But we got home from church on the 26th, and we're walking up to the pen, and I heard a baby and was shocked when I looked in and saw that it was Marianne here that had given birth to one of the black and white kids. I think it was that one out there. And she was working on pushing out the second one. And we actually, Caitlin and I both got to see her give birth to the second one, which was really neat. That was the only one so far that we have gotten to see in person. And then the next morning, Belle gave, Belle gave birth to these two. I think it's these two. Yeah, these two right here, which we are keeping both of these. That's Milky Way, the black and white one. He is a wether now. Caitlin's sister, Trisha, is a vet and owns Heartland Veterinary Services up in Oxford. And she disbudded all 4 of the kids and banded Milky Way here. So we're gonna keep him so he can be a buddy for Hank. And then we named the doe, that's the only doe out of all 4, the little tan colored one, Twix Bar. Got 2 candy bars for our goat kid names that we're keeping anyway. And so far they've all done really well. I'm really pleased so far. Even though I know we only had 2 does, but we got a 100% successful kidding rate so far this year, which I was really thankful for. Last year we were at 50%. 2 sets of twins were born. And unfortunately, one of the kids from each set died within a day. So hopefully everything will continue to go well. All the kids seem to be doing really well. Marianne's really not the best mother, to be honest with you. I should probably get rid of her at some point. She nursed for a little while, but didn't keep up with it. And actually, Belle has been taking care of all 4 kids. She's been nursing all 4 of them on her own. She's a very good mother, very good goat. I really like her. She's very friendly, very personable. This one here, she's a bit wild. Kind of drives me nuts. She loves to jump up on anything she can find. Now that I'm heading down to the barn to take care of all the goats, I guess I should explain why I'm doing this. This is so far out of my comfort zone, and I never in a million years would have imagined that I'd be trying to start a YouTube channel. But when we got the goats, the first 2, Belle and Marianne, I was watching a lot of YouTube because I've never had goats before. So it was all new to me on things that I needed to know about goats. And of course, talking to my sister-in-law, Trisha, as well, about what we needed to know and what we needed to do to take care of the goats. So I found several guys' YouTube channels. And honestly, probably my favorite is the Arms Family Homestead channel. Daniel Arms and his wife, DJ, and their son, Houston, is on there a lot as well. They're in Sulphur, Oklahoma. They have some Kiko goats. They don't have nearly as many as they used to, but the Kiko goats are a meat variety of goat. Something that I would actually like to try to get into at some point. But at the same time, I don't want to bite off more than I can chew with the ones that I already have, the ones that I have right now. So hopefully that'll come someday down the road. But I found his channel and really liked it. I mean, every night I turn on the TV and pull up YouTube to see if he's posted a new video because of how much I liked his channel. And he's probably posted 1,300 videos over the last several years, and he has close to 800,000 subscribers. And I just was blown away by that, and became even more blown away when I discovered that he was an Oklahoma State trooper for 14 years and quit, and now does his digital content full time. They have, like I said, they don't really have as many goats as they used to. They have these mini donkeys now, and they have alpacas. So they've got a pretty good variety of animals, and they have their merchandise now too. They actually just bought a property and they're building a warehouse, and that's just for their merchandise. And I was like blown away that this guy was able to quit his job and do YouTube and social media stuff full time. I'd kind of heard of people doing it, but never thought that something like that really could be possible. And you know, Caitlin and I have talked a lot, especially after Riddick was born, about both of her and I are teachers. We both teach at John R. Wooden Middle School here in Martinsville, Indiana. I teach 8th grade U.S. history, and she teaches 7th and 8th grade behavioral special ed. So our preference, though, I'd really love, and she would as well, we've talked a lot about it, for her to be able to stay home with Riddick. And with the way the world is today, we would really be struggling on one teacher salary after insurance and, you know, the medical bills that have went with having Riddick. He was born back in July of last year, so he's almost 9 months old. It would be really tough. So unfortunately, you know, we've come to the conclusion that Caitlin is just going to have to work for right now. But, you know, Caitlin, I'm really proud of her. She has picked up so many different side hustles. We both are driver's ed instructors with Martinsville Driving Institute here in town. And she started the Schoolcraft Stash, which is our little side hustle where she does her baked goods and sells them, and other homemade goods as well. She's started doing freezer meals. Actually, right now she's making some freezer meals for another teacher at our school. And she's started selling, she's a Mary Kay consultant now. She started selling Mary Kay, all this stuff to try to build up our savings some. So hopefully at some point in the future, she can be a stay-at-home mom. That's what I would prefer. That's what she would prefer. And, but when I found out about this Daniel Arms and Arms Family Homestead and how they were, he's even got his wife started on a channel now as well, Do Your Best channel. It really got me thinking and got me brainstorming. So I thought I'd give the YouTube channel a shot. Like I said, it's so far out of my comfort zone, and I never in a million years would have imagined that I'd be doing it, but figured it wouldn't hurt to try. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And I've just made videos, and you all can watch them over the next several years, I guess. But I love doing a lot of the things that Daniel Arms does on his channel as well with his little homestead. And so I figured I'd try something similar to that, and we'll see how it goes. I think it's about time to take care of the goats for the evening. Apparently got some motorcycles coming down the road here. I think so anyway. Yeah, there he is. I don't know if you can see him. There he goes. Got somebody following him. He's not going nearly as fast though. First one was loud. Anywho, about time to take take care of the goats, get them fed and put up for the evening. I was up here walking around and realized this tree is in full bloom. I probably sound kind of dumb, but I wish I knew what kind of tree it was. If any of you know, you can give me a good idea. It's got some really neat looking flowers on it, and it smells really good, but I don't know what kind of tree it is. The goats like being down here and around it, eat some grass. They always amaze me too. There's some thorns, a little thorn shrub that's grown up here, and some of those little kids were eating some of the leaves off the thorns. I've always heard that they'll eat just about anything, and I've watched them before actually. They've gotten into some cockleburs, and I've watched them eat the cockleburs off of each other in the past, which was, I was shocked to see that. But they follow me just about everywhere when they're out free ranging. One of my favorite spots out here on the farm, to be honest with you, one of my favorite areas, I guess, up here on this hill, looking out toward town and kind of overlooking the barn. I know it's kind of grown up and you got to clean up a lot of this, especially the pond too. The pond's kind of a mess. It's not really so much of a pond anymore. It's more of a swamp. It's might be 2 or 3 feet deep in the middle from the banks kind of gradually wearing in over time. But love this view out here. Watching the sunset from this point, it's just really neat. Well, I think that's about it for the evening. Like I said, I hope, I'd love it if the rest of this week was full of afternoons and evenings like this one. It's just perfect weather. Some people talk about how they want to move to Florida, and I could never live in Florida. I like going down there in the winter, but it's just too hot and humid for me in the summer. It's too much. This weather here though, perfect. Mid 70s, low humidity, bright blue sky, and lots of sun. Perfect. But yeah, like I said, we'll see how the YouTube channel thing goes though. I don't know, might be a dud, but then again, it might take off. And if I don't try though, then I can't say that I haven't tried, and I'd regret it if I didn't try it. So we'll see how it goes. That's it for this time though, and hope you have a good evening and a good night. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.